Hey there, everybody, and welcome to this 80th episode of Retro Repair Roundup, where we're just going to hang out with friends and have a fun time. So, hold on. There we go.
Hey, Jamie.
Rudy just joined, apparently from the depths of hell itself.
Yes.
He's going spelunking or something. So, yeah.
I'm going berserk.
Yes. So I'm not sure we really have any major format other than we're going to be hanging out with our friends and asking everybody what's going on in their worlds. That's fun. Unless Ron had some wonderful plan he wanted to do.
Yeah, I did actually. And it's basically that. It's just like using June as an opportunity to talk to our friends, see what they've been working on. Just any kind of cool things that have been happening in the community that you guys have seen that maybe other people haven't. That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. Anybody want to go first? What's going on?
Yeah.
Nobody? Anybody?
Yeah. I got something great.
Go, Ron.
I don't know who here watches Phil's Computer Lab. But he actually posted a video recently where he was setting up like a Windows 98 machine. And there is some super slick scaled down Windows 98 installer now where you can install Windows 98 in like 10 seconds. So for vintage or retro vintage people trying to build an old PC to play games like 98 era games, it's pretty slick. So you should definitely. Hey guys,
sorry,
you should all check it out.
Yep, there you go.
So look at that
link drop.
Neat.
Microsoft Windows version 3.1.
Vista.
Wow.
Hasta la vista.
Two big stinkers.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Ooh.
Yes.
Pretty
Show
cool.
the one that doesn't suck.
Show us the one that doesn't suck. Picks up
I'll go
the
next,
URL to the Ubuntu installer base. Anyway, so hi everybody. I'm Joe. I don't have a lot going on in Joe world other than all of the things. Most of my world, as far as it goes to, as far as it refers to our community group and helping the retro community out, is just having things in my store that are made by my cool friends. What's affected that recently? Well, we know all the weird tariff craziness in the United States is going on. They're here, and then they're not, and then they're 150%, and then they're 35%, and it's just like, huh? So that's the big thing that's been weird. I went way down on a lot of my stock and had to wait. I didn't have to wait, but luckily the tariff weirdness kind of receded a little bit. So I'm in the middle of a massive restock right now. So
Nice.
yeah. So that's been a thing. And of course, Ron touched on it, and so did Adafruit as well. I mean, it's not hurting me, it's hurting all of us. It's just doing weird, stupid stuff to supply chains and this and that and the other. There's
Capcom.
But we are all as a community and a group pushing through so that we can keep our old friends, the old computers working. That's the point. So yeah. That's my news story update. Everything else I have to talk about is me being selfish, talking about all my cool toys in my basement.
So what are people working on?
Yeah.
I was going to say what's going on in my world before we get into what are we working on.
Well,
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, it is Pride Month, and it's not obviously not just in my world, but I just thought I'd say Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be gay and play with old computers. Uncle Joe says so.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Ron just faded to black. He didn't like my message.
I'm switching cameras. I gotta wait for the other camera to come up. There it is. All right.
Yeah. Yes. What you working on, guys? Who wants to go? Does anybody have anything cool, really cool they're working on? Somebody just disappeared.
You got Bob. So, Ryan, go for it.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry.
Hi, Gutbomb. Welcome back. I'm just working on my van. I've got a deadline. It's got to be done by a certain date. So I've kind of got to put my feet to the fire. But it is retro and it is vintage, and there's going to be some vintage tech in it. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Ryan, is your deadline today?
No, it was 6 months ago, but unfortunately, I'm also the boss, so I gave myself an extension.
Well, that's nice. Hopefully, it didn't end up on your employee evaluation.
It did. It should have, but see, we work for a procrastinator, so we're like 6 years behind on employee evaluation.
I did it right, but I just want you.
Nice.
Echoes. Cool. Who else got something cool they were working on?
All you got to do is just go around the loop here.
Yeah, just keep talking.
I'll show.
Keep showing.
So Dana brought some stuff, including this power supply, which I busily desoldered all the caps off yesterday and then ran it through my ultrasonic cleaner. Look, for those who watched my live stream yesterday, look at how clean the back of this thing is now. It's amazing.
Yes.
That's clean.
So I now have to order the new caps, and then Dana is going to put them on himself. So
it's funny, when I first saw that, I could have swore it was an Apple III power supply.
It is for a VAC Station 3200 or something like that. Don't quote me on that.
Way cooler than an Apple III power supply.
Yeah. So that was kind of my project that I spent. We kind of did a spur of the moment stream when Dana was here Friday night, and then I was like, I need to get my soldering station out and such. So I finished it off yesterday.
Pretty cool. Rudy is now no longer in the depths of hell. He's in Australia.
That's right. Good eye, Mike.
He just cannot get a camera working.
Jesse, what you got? Jesse,
Hello?
what you got?
Oh, my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only one Jesse here, I assure you.
Okay, cool. So, one thing I worked on last Thursday, similar to Trina's situation, we have a digital tower here that I'm potentially working on for giveaway come for BCF Midwest. I guess that's the primary of it, other than Joe's situation is we're kind of similar, where my inventory is ransacked and I'm just trying to keep it up, and tariffs and unstableness. And to a lesser extent, Ryan's pain of cars.
Cool.
And trying to not drown at work, but that's not really retro.
Close enough. Close enough.
I mean,
not drown at work. That's my job.
Liquid cooling is 20 plus years old now, so you could drown at work.
Yeah,
and it would be retro.
There is actually something at work that's going to be featured on my YouTube page in the near future here. I can't upload anything until I get it done, so because otherwise it'll like upset the balance of the
in the force.
Video 386.
Liquid cooling is longer than 20 years, just larger scale. Yes.
And by the way, Rudy, your camera looks better now that we can.
Yeah, I switched. I took out that camera, and anyways, we're good.
Are you going to throw it into Lake Ontario? I mean, it's right there.
Actually, I'm going to do something better in just a moment. So if the next person goes, then when you come back to me, I will show you what I will do.
One bit. What's going on in your world?
Well, you know me as a Mac person primarily.
Aww.
but I've been working for a year on audio engines that I program, and I've gone the rounds with like MIDI playback, including with the if I can get it, it's around here somewhere. So I'm using this guitar from Rock Band 360, Rock Band 3, and it has a MIDI port. Not everyone knows about that. So all the controllers for all the consoles have those MIDI out ports. So it's a perfectly serviceable, like 2-octave keyboard controller, and it's perfect for vintage machines that can deal with MIDI. So I have Roland sound canvases and such. And so right now my obsession is programming, being able to deal with MIDI in signals and dispatching to several audio chips. And if I can intercept the data, I can do whatever I want with it. So I've been working on this. This is not the one. Yeah, there you go. So this is a program where I can, in real time, play some notes and modulate the sound that is produced by a SID chip. So while I'm playing, I can play with these sliders and change the attack, the decay, the sustain, the release that you can get with like normal SID sound chips. If I have a square wave, I can change the pulse width modulation for some subtle but very noticeable change that you would hear in normal Commodore 64 tunes and such. And as you can see, I have several radio buttons here, so I'm gonna do something similar for the pulse signal generator, which mimics a pair of SN7 sound chip that sound like square waves. And then the OPL3, which is the classic Yamaha audio chip that was in Sound Blaster, later Sound Blasters. It started off as an OPL2, and then it upgraded to OPL3 in the later years.
FM synthesis.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm working on these days. So now I'm just out of my teaching semester, so I'll have some time to advance the project this summer.
Cool.
Nice.
I, for one, look forward to that. Have you also been doing a lot of work with the F256?
Yeah, what I was showing actually right now is a program running on the F256.
Oh, well, there you go. Even better. Joe wants. Make happen, Joe occur. You have my shipping.
Right now it's using a 8-bit core that has 512K of RAM, and it's pretty fast. It's 6 megahertz, but the video graphics is done by FPGA running at 24 megahertz. So it's like kind of a cheat code graphics wise, but the rest is pretty similar. You get what you would expect from normal programming, a 6502. But since the graphics are faster, it feels like cheating, and it's fun.
Cool.
Cheating is
Friends,
fun. You heard it here first.
Yes.
Yep.
I for one am looking forward to hearing what Francois has to tell us about the ribbon cable he's been working on for the past month that still doesn't work.
Oh yeah, Actually, that's something I've been working at tonight. So I was given a Newton message pad 2100, and it's working except for the touchpad because basically the ribbon is toast. Well, I think it was kind of working, but I tried to clean it up, and well, it didn't come out very well. So I tried various conductive ink pens and stuff like that, and well, I thought I would just make a new one that would glue over the old one, and so people can actually fix their own if it's broken. So yeah, I've scanned it. I've taken measurements, and yeah, I just started drawing that over in Inkscape, and then importing the SVGs in KiCad, and yeah, actually, yeah, that's where's OBS? Of course, OBS is not on all the workspaces. Yeah, that's the current status. So it's missing part of the tracks, and but yeah, getting there.
Cool.
So yeah, and so yeah, that's basically the scan with in Inkscape with all the drawings over it. So I drew several shapes. I combined them for the outline, and yeah, that's the 2-day stuff. And
what's the plan
also,
to actually attach it? Just out of curiosity.
well, actually, there are some conductive double-sided tape. I know that exists. I think PCBWay actually has options to use that on flex PCBs, except I couldn't find any datasheet for them, so I don't even know the thickness of whatever. So I think, well, I just made them just without, and people will have to cut the tape at size. But yeah, there's a tricky part because the two middle tracks, it's like there's half a millimeter width before the insulation on both the screen and the, so you actually have to be on target. But yeah, and I also started making more stuff for my Auric. And yeah, I've been actually discussing with someone from Belgium who is actually an official Blue SCSI reseller. So, and has been expanding his shops to include other products. And yeah, he's interested in Auric stuff as well. So that's a button for the NMI switch, so the reset switch. That you usually poke into the hole with a pencil or whatever. So yeah, you just stick that inside, and now yeah.
With my computer, why am I bedooping so much? What is going on? Seriously,
I
what is going on? Sorry.
So that's the various prototypes. I went to complex shapes, and yeah, then something much simpler. And also the Auric has another annoyance besides all the cables. That's the speaker. You can't actually turn it off. So or you have to open the machine and desolder it. But yeah, so I basically made something you plug into the speaker grill, stored in of some sort. Yeah, it kind of works. I'm not even actually sure about how many decibels it suppresses, but yeah. And also port covers, because, well, you can see the power jack is just next to the expansion port, and sometimes bad things happen. So yes, that's for the Auric. Well, I also have a power cable for USB because there's a 9-volt brick, and yeah, with some old wiring, so you actually have to tap the modulator to get the ground. But well, and there's also a 12-volt output for the start cable, so you actually can spare 2 power bricks. Yeah, you can just plug it behind there. So yeah, I'm just finishing the design, so hopefully I can go into production. Also, last month I reassembled my PowerBook 520C because I wanted to test some things inside for some future stuff. So yeah, I also modeled some of the parts, like the PRAM battery cover and stuff like that. So that you can find on my GitHub. Yeah, I took some measurements, and yeah, for the charging. So hopefully we can, maybe in some weeks, some months, we can actually charge the batteries using the USB-C adapters. Yeah, of which I actually have. I also modeled the feet because well, Tech and Persia actually needed some of them. So yeah, and you can actually 3D print the two parts, like the TPU part, and it assembles.
Cool.
So you can actually mimic the original one. I just need to find the correct color, you know, because yeah, it's a close match, but not perfect for the PLA.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what else? Oh yeah, so I actually did model the PowerBook 500 series connector, the power connector, like 3 years ago. And I saw some people thinking, oh, well, maybe we can power it on USB-C. I was reluctant because I wasn't sure it would actually handle 15 volts, but it kind of works, except you can't just charge directly. So, yeah. But that's for the future. So, yeah, that's my current design. I thought the LED mirrors were a bit too bright, and the paint also doesn't stay. So I just found something to cover it, and it looks like the touchpad. So it's nice.
Cool. That is a cool match. Yeah. I like it.
And I also got a Macintosh Portable, but yeah, that's for the future. I actually started modeling the rubber feet because yeah, those are sometimes missing, and some other parts. Yeah. So most of them you can actually find them on GitHub. There's a whole repo of parts using OpenSCAD mostly, and yeah, I still need to publish them on Thingiverse or something, but yeah, at least you can find them there.
Awesome. Cool beans. I like it. Oh wait, that's Ron. Oh wait, no, it's not Ron. Oh wait. It's let's do the Jamies.
Nope.
Hello, Jamies.
Hey,
What's going on in
Fabio.
your world?
Hey.
Yep, I can hear you.
So, it's been like end of school year and like kids and graduations and just like nuts. And I feel like I'm behind on everything, including hanging out with y'all. But one thing that's kind of cool, well, I guess it's retro. This one of the hacker box things I was trying to work on for a video has this little. It's got one of the wave share versions of the 2040, but got a NES emulator on it. But there's a little hat that I made. I don't know if it's in focus or not. I don't have my.
Yeah, let's
But it's got like some NES. Basically, it's a hat for the Pico 2040 that gives it the like NES controller ports.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's kind of fun.
Neat.
So that was kind of cool. And I've been playing. I think is it Ron? Maybe somebody else. And I think Gut Bomb. We're talking off and on. I've heard people talk about these Extron things being kind of cool for working with retro stuff. So I picked up I think this is a DSC 301 HD. I don't know if that's a bad one or not, but it seems to be pretty cool for multiple sources and stuff. So I've been kind of goofing around with that, but that's about it. Nothing fancy. Just a lot of catch up to do. And I've been on a sticker kick lately, making a bunch of random stickers, but that's about it.
Stickers.
And congratulations on your YouTube subscribers.
Yeah, that was kind of wild. I mean, they may all be robots or something, but we'll see, I guess.
Hey,
robots are still
robots.
subscribers.
Yeah.
Jamie, I see our NES adapter, and I raise you this one.
Oh, that's nice. What
Four
is-
NES and four
Four.
SNES at the same time.
That's pretty cool.
But that's not my design. It's from Stephanie Allaire of the Phoenix ecosystem.
Now, is there a game that'll support all those at one time?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm programming one.
Oh, that's really cool.
You can get 2 Commodore 64 joysticks. You can use the regular keyboard. You can use a PS2 keyboard. You can separate your MIDI controller however you want to. You could have a ton of people playing at once. I don't know why you would want that, but you can, and that's
An
all the reason you need
F256
controller.
party, like Mario Party.
Yeah, there you go. Really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gut Bomb. What's going with you?
Gut Bomb. Nothing's going on with me. Oh wait, lots is going on with me. You guys remember the SE mini case, right? Where you could put an SE board in a case and print it out, or get one from Joe.
I have no
That
idea
guy
what
right
you
there.
could be talking about. What are you talking about? What's this thing you're talking about?
Well, I've done some work on that thing to accommodate other machines like the Macintosh Plus, the 128, 512, and that needs a rename because SE Mini doesn't work anymore. So I've renamed it to the Cat Mac Mini, and each one, like the one that is available right now, is a Cat Mac Mini SE.
Mm-hmm.
And coming soon in the next like 2 or 3 weeks is the Cat Mac Mini Plus 128 and 512, and then probably a month after that, Cat Mac Mini Classic, which is for the Classic and Classic 2.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes.
That's really cool.
No more relying on high voltage and bad flybacks and tubes.
Indeed.
Yay. Mhm.
Except I love CRTs, so high voltage.
Well,
and
yeah,
feedback and
yeah,
tubes
but-
are cool. But these are if you don't have those, or if you've necked yours or whatever and still want to
Or-
use
Is
it.
there
Or
a
you
Reefa cap add-on so you can still get
A
the
Reefa
Yeah,
cap
the
add-on.
authentic.
Is there a
Yeah.
Reefa cap
Yes.
smoke machine we can plug into it?
You know, a
Just
Just
potpourri.
get one of these and you'll be all set.
What I really like about it is that you can get a like a reloaded board or a reverse engineer board or whatever, and put that in there and have an actual machine running the real hardware, the real code. So it's like the ultimate. You almost call it a simulator at that point, not really an emulator, but yeah, I think it's cool. Yeah,
And a lot of accelerator cards will fit in these, like especially the SE and the Plus have the Performer, and a new micro version of the Performer has recently come out, and that will fit just fine in this case. And you can have a 68030 Mac Plus with 4 megs of RAM if that's what you want.
yes, sirree. Is that all you got?
That's all I got.
That's all
That's
you got.
enough.
Rudy,
Well,
what's going on in your world, bud?
before I start, why
Long
don't we say
time no
hello to
talk.
everybody? Why don't we say hello to everybody in the chat first, Joe?
Hi, everybody in the chat. Did I forget to do that at the beginning?
You didn't do that, but it's okay.
I just woke up from a nap. I'm sorry, everybody.
Okay, you do that while I set my
I've been
camera up.
busy. No, but see, yeah, who do we have in chat? We got Garth, Dave, Eric, CDI, Thomas, Apples Anonymous, Francois, yes. And that's everybody who has said something in the chat. But if there are more of you in the chat, hello, everybody. Also, while you're here, if you're falling asleep with us this evening, we do appreciate you doing so. Remember to hit the like button and let YouTube know that we're your favorite live stream to fall asleep to. That's great. If you want real excitement, you can ask Rudy to put his mood gun back down and then turn it on while it's touching that paper, so we can have wonderful live fireworks. That would be great. Remember to hit the subscribe button and all of that stuff too. So thank you very much. Yes.
All
Very,
right.
very laid back stream tonight. We're just hanging out and having fun.
Rudy, you got to act like the gun is always loaded.
It is. Actually, talking about the guns, I'm going to show this last, but what I'm going to be doing is a video on using this, because I've seen about 10 different videos on YouTube, and everyone's doing things that are kind of wrong.
Mhm.
So I'm going to make a video saying, do you have a desoldering gun? Are you using it right? Maybe not.
You mean you're not supposed to turn the heat up all the way and then push the tip with as much force as you possibly can into the via, and then
That's right.
use a twisting, twirling motion to clean it?
That's exactly, because then you get, let me see if I can find it on here now. I have a very good example of that, but I can't seem to find it on this board just yet. Anyways, we'll get to that another time. But so I am working on a 8032 Super Pet board. The reason I'm fixing mine, is an old one I have, is that I've been playing around with this. Now this, a friend of mine, he has a YouTube channel called City Zen, and he got a Commodore Super Pet, but it's missing the Super Pet board. It's just the main board. And he found someone on GitHub that had reproduced this board. I was going to make one, but he's already did it. And he asked me, hey, do you know anybody? I said, no. He found one. And I said, well, if you send me the board, I will populate it and verify that it's all working, and it's working really well. So there is a new version, so you can convert your Commodore Pet 8032 into a Super Pet.
Cool.
So that is one thing I'm working on. And the others
is cutting onions here on my bench.
Oh, before I do that, talking about cutting onions. So Joe, this is my camera that was acting up.
Yeah.
On the stream, so I'm doing this.
Problem solved. And now you've got patch wire.
And I got wireless camera. So
there's still a little wire hanging out of the back. You gotta get rid of that.
That's just the antenna. So this is not probably showing up well, but I did get my SC30 case from Joe.
Yes.
Very nice.
And it's blue on white.
Oh, come on. Do it. There we go.
And the reason why it's blue on white is because it's not in there. Where is it? Please stand by.
It's a flattened next cube. Or no, it's CGI, the SGI.
Actually, the reason why it's blue on white instead of blue on black is because Rudy has been repeatedly sued by Kenny Wayne Shepherd over the years for copyright infringement.
That's about right. I did get this blue SCSI from Joe, and I thought this is such a cool combination, the blue and white.
Well, that's clear, but okay.
Well, clear, yeah, close to white. Anyways, so I did get a case, and it's blue and white. I think it looks something different. And,
I think it looks fabulous.
Yes.
I did get the SE30 from Ryan, so I've popped it in this case, and Joe was kind enough to put in a blue SCSI, and let me see if I can zoom in here a bit. So I butchered
your bracket
connector here, but I sent a picture to Joe so he can actually make one that then you can put in your new what's the case called now? Mac
Cat Mini SE.
Right.
And that isn't butchering, that's just modifying. It's an open source project, so this kind of thing is encouraged.
Yeah, this is really open sourced. I went open source big time on it.
Well, it's open source development.
Source, yeah. So I'm waiting for the final piece. I do have the power bar. I'm waiting for the final piece for this. So I'll be making a video, getting this up and running. I have the SE topper on board and all that. So,
nice.
Yeah. So that is my. Yeah, I'm really excited about the SE30 because I never had one before, and playing with it has been a lot of fun and a lot of interesting programs. So yeah, I'm going to. I want to get what's it called? Global Talk. Hopefully, eventually going on this too. So yeah, I'm very excited about all that.
Wonderful.
And that's all she wrote for now.
I assume it's the wireless blue SCSI you have.
This one here is, yeah, I believe.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
Nice.
You got it for me. It definitely is because I don't sell the non-wireless ones anymore. It's a $2 difference for me to stock twice as much hardware, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silly.
So, Joe, what are you printing there?
Pardon?
Joe, what are you printing there?
So I got an order for a Cat Mac Mini SE that was in charcoal gray. So I'm printing charcoal gray.
Nice.
You can order it in like 10 different colors. You don't only have to get it in platinum, which is to say, please order it in anything other than platinum because the platinum filament is insanely expensive right now. But I'll be getting to the solution to that in a little bit. I want to ask Ron what Ron is working on right now because I see him working on a really, really cool portable machine.
Yeah, actually, I've been working on this for a little bit now. It has been a multi-year project to get all of this equipment together, but what I have now is a non-backlit Mac Portable. I also have a backlit Mac Portable, and if Sony has anything to say about it, a PowerBook 100.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this I'm glad how it's all framed up very nicely. Can't you tell?
Yes.
This
it only took Ron like 1 billion years to get that PowerBook 100. And get
yeah, this literally has only taken 1 billion years. So many thanks to Technite, who was kind enough. He recapped my non-backlit, recapped my backlit. Many thanks to Androda, who has made a bunch of really cool fixes for the portables. The non-backlit models have a little thing inside. It's called the hybrid module that controls all the power management on the board. 100% of them are bad. So it's a modern reproduction of that hybrid board, which is now available over at jcm-1.com. And I think a lot of Androda's other designs are going to be available there too. But this is kind of a neat little thing because there is a battery replacement kit it's called the battery eliminator that basically just lets you run this thing off AC power. The portable is designed in a manner where actually the machine is powered off the battery, and then the AC adapter is just topping off the battery constantly. So the little board replaces that, makes it a lot more stable and easy to use. And I ended up buying, I think, over time, 5 or 6 different PowerBook 100s. They were all bad in some respect. And with the help of Frank from, or also known as Frodo Jedi, I was able to get enough of the right parts I needed. And now Frank has one going to him, and I've got one that I've added to my collection. And now Technite has a ton of parts for PowerBook 100 so that he can help other people realize their dream of using the not greatest PowerBook that Apple ever made. So, but that's really it. That's been kind of the big thing. I've made a couple videos recently. Steve Haddle was really nice. He sent me his Micromac SE, which is a kind of a custom case that's in the same it predates the Cat Mac that Gutbaum and I and Joe have worked on together. Predates that by several decades, but you can't exactly get those anymore. And so I did a neat video about that recently. It's out on my channel, so you can see what other commercial products that allowed people to use a Macintosh SE or Macintosh Plus or even a Mac Classic motherboard in a custom case, so that way that you could connect it to like large displays and all that type of stuff. It's pretty neat. It's worth a watch. It's I think it's maybe 20 minutes tops. So yep, that's really it. That's what I've been doing.
Cool. And last but not least, I'm going to come back to me for a minute because I have some selfish Joe things to talk about, as I call them. But they are related to the community. First thing I want to talk about is most of what I'm talking about is actually 3D printer stuff, 3D printed doodle things. So as you have noticed from earlier in the stream, I got the stupid 3D printer working. Woohoo! For those who've been following me.
So it's now printing in 3D as opposed to 2D?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it wasn't even printing in 2D. It was printing in dump the filament into the void and hope something 3D comes out.
Oh.
No, but when Gutbomb came out with his CatMac case, I'm like, he designed it to, especially the open source version that you can just go and download. It's designed to be printed in quadrants so that it can be printed on, your everyday average 3D printer. But these cases, they're huge. So you can't print it all in one big go. So I decided at that point that, if people don't have a 3D printer and they want to get one of these, how do we do that? Well, I could just print the quadrants out, but I'm like, no, I'm going to do better. I'm going to be better than that. I'm going to be awesome. I'm going to get a large format printer and print these out. And Soval had just come out with their SV08, which is a copy of the Voron something or other. They're all the same printer. Right at the same time when Gutbomb came out with his case, I'm like, yeah, if I get this large format printer, I can create versions of these cases that's all in one piece. So it's not, this quadranty kind of design. I thought that would be cool. And so I get these printers and none of them work. And then I get another printer and it doesn't also work. So I've been going through this, like, running around knees bent advancing behavior, to quote Monty Python, to get this to work. And as we can see, yay, I got it working. Long story short,
Too late.
Yeah, I know, right? This was the cause of the problem. So this is the heated bed. This thing is a taco. You can't tell, you can't really tell at all. But this thing is like, it has like a 2 millimeter difference between the outside and the inside and the outside, and that's too much for the adaptive meshing, the auto leveling meshing to take care of. It can take out like 1/4 of a millimeter, 1/2 of a millimeter maybe, but when it gets like that bent, it just can't deal with it because it varies too far over time for the mesh to handle. So after a month and a half of going back and forth with Creality, they got me a warranty replacement for the bed, and now to the great wonders of everything, it's back in service, so I can print this now. So that's cool.
Wonderful.
Joe, was that defective from the manufacturer? Or from
Yes.
shipping? Okay.
Yes. Yep. Bad from day one. Other interesting, funny thing. So back to the Soval. So that's the first one I got. It was like a $600 printer. And it's the same thing. It has a taco bed. And I gave up on it pretty quick because it was relatively inexpensive. It's like, okay, well, we'll just go up to a more professional style printer that ended up giving me the same problem. But the last couple days, I've been messing around with the old Soval and just trying to, I'm like, I can spend a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there playing with it now that I don't have to worry about having production problems. I can just futz around with it to see if I can get it to work. And it works now. It's not good enough to print these cases on, but it's good enough to like kick out mass quantities of things. So now it's working. It's just like laying in the corner of the basement back there, back over here. It's like, which button is it? It would be this button. It's like in the lower left corner of the screen.
Oh.
It's just on the floor back there. But yeah, so I can kick out mass quantities of cases and stuff now, like parts and bits and pieces that don't where the quality of the print doesn't matter. So cool stuff.
That's amazing.
Jamie asked a question: what size bed do you need to have in order to do that as one piece? Like 300 millimeters ish square is about what you need. Most of your printers are going to be about 220 to 250, so it's just a bit too small.
Yeah, you'll need a little bit of room on the sides too, because it is 299 millimeters wide.
Yeah, so you need space for your raft or whatever, your berm or whatever around the outside to prevent it from warping. Because I mean, this is a big print. It's pretty big. So what happens is you get shrinkage as it prints, and so you need these fat, like that's a 10. That is a 10 millimeter brim around that to keep that thing stuck to the bed so it doesn't peel up and bend and have all the problems. So you need a pretty big one to do the thing. if I were to suggest a printer, probably the H2D by Bamboo would be the one I would suggest. If you want to spend $3,000 on a printer, it's
It'll just
insane.
work though.
Yeah, guaranteed. You print it and it will just print. You won't have problems. Their adaptive meshing is way better than anybody else's in the industry. It doesn't matter what your bed is like. You could have you could put 6 layers of tape underneath your build plate and stick it down, and it'll just be like, okay. It'll just I don't know how it does it. It just magically works. So
Magic.
It's not the fact that it uses a strain gauge in case of anything else, because this Creality uses a strain gauge and it still has problems. I think it's their firmware, the Clipper style firmware, just does not mesh well. It doesn't do the adaptive mesh correctly. Anyway, 3D printer stuff. The one thing I wanted to talk about, another thing I wanted to talk about was filament. So many moons ago, I wanted to get filament that matched the platinum color of the Max, right? And between me and wonderful Miss Kate Fox, the Macintosh librarian, we found a couple different sources for that. But there are 2 problems with the 2 current sources. The one that has the best color match is called ColorFab from the Netherlands. For those of you in Europe, your shipping's affordable, but it's like 45 euros for 750 grams. It's insane. It is so stupid expensive. If you're here in the States or North America or any place that isn't like the EU, trying to get it shipped to you is like another $40 per whatever kilogram. So what I've been doing is I've been ordering in bulk. Like I'll order 40,000 grams.
Wow.
Right. And, just tons and tons of spools. If you look here, those cardboard, you can't really see the cardboard boxes. They're under the camera. So never mind. But I've got 20 spools of it just sitting there waiting to be used. But I would do that and order it in bulk so I could get bulk prices, get it lower for our friends. And I go out to the community here and be like, hey, who wants some? I'll sell it to you at cost. So that's great. And then the other option was the what's called the Polyterra Panchroma, or Polyterra, whatever they used to call it. They have a color that's really close. That's the color that Kate found. And it's like $25 per kilogram. So that's actually, that's, normal 3D printer. But it has 2 problems. One, it's like printing with cookie dough. It's the weirdest feeling filament. It's like gooey. It's hard to explain. And 2, its color is not quite right. It's close, but it's way too warm. It's brownish, right?
It has an additive to the filament that makes it it gives it a matte texture. No matter how you print it, it comes out kind of like stone. Polyterra, it's like terracotta, and it can gum up your PTFE tubing on your printer and your extruder and all kinds of stuff. So it's not great.
So a couple months ago, I was at the Southeast Michigan Retro Computer Club meetup, and I ran into Chris, and I think his name is Ian. I don't remember, the Auger brothers. They're twins. I was talking to Chris when I was talking to the other one, and they didn't even care. They're like, Anyway, so they're like, so here in Michigan, there's a company that makes filament that they'll color match. Now it's expensive to color match it, but once it's color matched, they have it. And I'm like, great, what's the name of them? It's a company called Polar Filaments. So I sent them the speaker case to the inside of a Color Classic because it has never literally ever seen light. So it's the right color. And they color matched it. And so now, very soon, probably within the next couple of weeks, we will have perfectly color matched platinum filament for Macs that costs $21.99 per kilogram.
Wow. Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah!
Nice indeed.
Cool stuff. Very, very cool. So
Wait, will it ship to the EU?
Probably.
For cost?
Even with the shipping, it's probably cheaper than getting it from Color Fab at this point.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I still have the 2 kilogram spool here. That I barely use. So yeah.
Yeah. The other thing, again, like I did want to mention, the cases that we're going to get from Gut Bomb. He's working very hard, very diligently on those. Once those are done, I will be taking them and doing the same thing I did before and doing a quick mod to make them into single units. And then we'll be able to have those up for people who don't have a 3D printer, who's like, I just want make case. I give you dollars, you give me case plastic 3D print thing. And I'm like, okay.
That's what I did.
Yes. And another thing that I wanted to talk about is my buddy Ron. 6'4".
I've heard of him.
Full of muscle. He made a cool, or is working on making a cool replacement for my Ethernet adapter, basically. He didn't intend it as a replacement, but that's how I'm going to treat it. So once he has enough test units from different sources to ensure that the design works correctly, we'll be able to put those in the store. It'll be really cool. It uses the actual what's the thing called? Use transformer isolation and things like that to make it work better. It'll have little blinky lights, so you can see it working.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, I've got one of the boards here.
Ooh,
I'll fish it out.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna.
Yeah, this is kind of an early prototype version, but it goes back to using RJ11 cables, but it's got options, so that way you can hook it up to like 128 512s, and then you can also hook it up to later machines or use that as a serial pass through. This is like the original design. The later one actually has whatever you call it, lights and such, so that way that you can tell. It's got so blinkies. Silly. Yeah, it's so silly how that's all implemented. It really just, if there's activity on either of the lines, the LEDs turn on. There's 2 LEDs, but it doesn't really mean anything. So it's just like, hey, there's activity, and it's like,
Cool.
It's neat. People like blinking lights. Never underestimate a product's ability to wow by just having it like blink.
Yeah,
that's blinking lights.
It just blinks to let you know that there's activity, and
the world is okay.
For the most part, that's mostly what you need.
Another Ron product that I wanted to show off here was this thing, if I can get it to work. There we go. So of course we've got, hey, look everybody, it's the PC Micro Mac, which I'm working on getting restocked.
PC Micro Mac. What's that?
Yeah, Pico Micro Mac. Shut up. Quiet you.
Well, I don't know. If I go to your store and I search for the wrong thing.
Well, now I'm going to design a case that makes it look like a 386.
Yeah. But here's the big thing. If you look really carefully, you can see there's no horizontal video distortion. And this is because our wonderful friend, Tech by Androda, who's done many, many cool products, many, many cool designs over the years, worked with us to eliminate some timing issues in the video signal. Mm-hmm. So now the video coming out of the Pico Micro Mac is even better. And for anybody who has purchased a Pico Micro Mac in the past, and once this updated firmware, just let me know. We'll get it to you. Is it final, or wasn't there like one tiny little like fire glitch? I don't remember exactly.
I think it's basically ready to go.
Okay, cool. So yeah, yep. See, yay, mouse cursor. There's a delay in my capture, so it's hard to control the mouse. Help, send help. But yeah, yep, cool stuff. It's just it emulates a Mac 128K with like more than 128K RAM. It's like 208K. Mm-hmm. Yep, 208. Yep. And it does the thing, and you can run things on it. It does run things run. Yes. And then our friend Gutbomb, of course, did little 3D case for it, which is not on my bench for some reason. I don't know why that is. I had it on my bench. Oh my gosh, this piece of metal is heavy. There's the bottom. Where's the top? There it is. Oh, that's the bad copy. Here we go. Yeah, so a little 3D case here that you can put together. Looks like a little quadra, a little centrist or something like that. And then it just, of course, this is part of my stock. So yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool stuff. Awesome. So you can pick one of those up too. Again, if you're not the type with a printer or your own tool set, but if you are with someone like that, you can just go to the internet and get the files and do the thing. So.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I like how everybody worked together to make kind of a neat little thing. From Evan, it's his project originally. Just releasing everything for free and then saying, hey, take it and run and make boards, modify the software, do whatever. So it's kind of nice. It's and then Gutbomb making a cool 3D case for it, and a couple of different Joe and Gutbomb and Eric Helgeson and everybody helping me with different things along the way, modifying the board, getting the design updated. So we've come a long way, and I think it's a lot of fun. And
yes,
I think that video fix is really very nice because it doesn't matter who makes it or whatever. I mean, if you've got an LCD screen that you can kind of like dial in the phase and all that, then maybe it's not a big deal. Or if you use a CRT, it's not like a big deal. But for a lot of people, it's been like just a little kind of like visual nasty thing that people have wanted to get rid of. So I know it's done.
Yep. There are future plans for it as well. Our friend Tech by Android is working on some different debug tools, some physical tools to be able to do a little bit more with it. One of the big plans is to add a PS RAM chip to it that would allow us to expand the memory capabilities of it to, I don't know, a couple megabytes. And then we could, in theory, potentially, maybe, emulate something like a Mac Plus, which I think would be the killer app for this, because then that opens up your world to just about every single classic Mac OS application that exists.
Yeah. And it gets you like system software, everything up to like 753.
Yeah.
And, and all that.
Which, of course, is a dog on a Mac Plus, but this machine is basically a 100 megahertz Mac Plus. So it would be like, okay, let's go. So it'd be super snappy. Yeah.
Yep.
There are plans for 32 gigabytes of memory with the MMU to access it all.
Yes, absolutely. As long as we're not having to commit to anything. I mean, I can guarantee you anything, but.
Yes, one bit. If you want to be the one who programs it, go ahead.
Yes.
Sure. Yep. Sounds great. No, but we want to do that bare minimum. And of course, the idea behind this project isn't, we're not trying to actually like replace a Mac or anything here. This is a little, it's a nerd toy. It's a little nerd gadget you can put on your desk and play with classic Mac stuff, especially, if you live in an apartment or something. And it's like, I don't have the room like Ron does with all this shelf of all this Macs over here to do the thing.
This is just a picture. It's just a green screen, Joe.
Oh, you're like that YouTuber whose refrigerator behind them was really just a flat piece of cardboard.
Yeah, this is just a picture. Like if I tear down the green screen, it's like a 10-watt naked light bulb and a Portland toilet. That's it.
It's like that thing on The Simpsons where Lenny's like, please don't tell anyone how I live.
Yeah. Please don't tell everybody my collection sucks.
Yes.
It's an hallucination.
Yep, dude. So that's what I had. That's what I had. Yeah.
So it looks like we lost Trina and Ryan.
Yes. For Ryan, it's probably getting
late
pretty
for
late.
Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Trina is a napper.
Yeah. Trina wasn't feeling well, so she had to run
Yeah.
off. She had to take off. So
It happens.
mm-hmm.
And she overstreamed, so it's a lot of work for her.
Badoop. 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 Oh, okay. Sorry.
Badoop.
Oh man. Gosh, I got so much to do next week that's not fun, retro computer related. Please send help. Please.
For the record, Sunday is the first day of the week. So you mean like this week, or do you really mean next week?
Well, like the weekend for me, my week starts on. I'm European. What can I say? No.
You'll never guess who established that Sunday is the first day of the week.
Yeah, whatever.
We imported that from the Eastern Hemisphere,
Yes.
where the sun comes up first. It seems.
Yes. Anyway, so things and stuff. No, just
Okay.
me sitting here.
You don't have to
complaining
vamp,
about
Joe.
details.
We got guests here that probably can talk to us about things.
Oh, we got an echo going on.
I know. It's Francois who cannot figure out how to purchase headphones.
Oh.
We're going to start a Kickstarter
Well,
to get you a $6 set of headphones.
Here you go. I'll ship them to you. It's fine.
I got a camera if you want to.
Yeah,
Wireless.
just got to hook a wire up to it. It'll
Yeah.
work eventually.
Send that to me, and I will solder a new USB cable on it, and I'll enjoy the camera.
There you go. Nice.
Gopom, didn't you do a big pickup of stuff in the last couple days?
Yeah, that's what all these boxes behind me are. It's a bunch of documentation, software, cables, and whoever owned this stuff before, they're all from the same guy, the same collection. He was so meticulous that he would print out the README files before he would install the software, and then he would keep the README file with the disk and the manual and everything and tuck them away. And so, yeah, it's all pretty complete. And it's like a lot of 3D modeling and animation software for Macintosh in the 90s. So it's neat.
That's pretty
But
cool.
he printed off the README, but did actually read it?
I'm sure he read it. Yes. He would register his software using the registration cards and then make a Xerox copy of the registration card before he sent it in, and then slips that back in the manual. So he's got a copy of his registration card too.
So
Very
was
thorough.
it for a collection that was using mostly later System 7 or OS 8, you would say?
Yeah, it's all System 7, OS 8 stuff.
Would you call him meticulous or fastidious?
Mystidious.
Festiculate.
Did you test if the image writer worked?
No, I haven't done anything with the image writer yet.
Oh, it works.
It also
It
came with about 1,000 sheets of tractor feed paper, which I'm really happy about.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Very
big.
nice.
Yeah, throw the rest away. Just keep the paper.
And the whole lot was free. So,
Wow.
like the stuff that I don't want is gonna get distributed out
Is
to
going to
anybody.
be shipped in one pallet to a certain guy in New Jersey.
Now, if you have seen anything in there, and I'm going to make a list of what I don't want, it's free for like the cost of shipping to anybody who wants it. So.
Nice.
I have a public service announcement. Please do not plug your A2 VigiCard in backwards. It has front and back. See?
Yeah.
And if you plug it in backwards, that wire right there will melt.
Mhm.
You can see it. It will melt. And it will fry this chip and all of these chips. It will destroy this entire card.
Mhm.
And you will be grumpy. You will be a grumpy person. Please don't plug it in backwards. This has been your public service announcement.
Joe, you got to put an LED on there that shows you when it's installed backwards.
It's a light emitting trace.
Yeah, right
That's-
there.
so
It'll
it-
glow red.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
That's what the fusible link wire is for.
Yes. When you plug it in backwards, what happens is instead of 5 volts, it's negative 12 volts. So that is a 17-volt differential from what is supposed to be.
Here,
Nice.
let me ask you this. And that seems to happen a lot. There was actually a post, I think maybe yesterday on one of the Apple II groups where somebody was like, this is how I keep things straight. And they literally had a dowel rod cut and like with fishing line tied to their card. So that way that they knew the orientation, even though the card says like components towards keyboard, which a lot of cards put on there. But I think that people in their head, they're thinking like in PC tech, where it's the HDMI connection has to point out the back of the case. So I flip the card. And Sean Fahey rightfully pointed out, hey, good rule of thumb, your ICs and big components are going to always face towards slot 7. So that's kind of a good rule of thumb. There may be a few exceptions, but he knows this stuff way more than I do. So that it sure seems like that is true on everything I've ever seen.
Yes.
But I do know, I remember VidHD, if you remember those, which are now unobtainium. That had the exact same situation where a lot of people bought them that were just casual Apple II people, immediately plugged them in backwards. Because they were like, oh, well, the HDMI connection's got to point out the back of the case.
Here's the issue with my design. I was aiming to keep the cost as low as possible. So the board size, short of being not as tall, is basically as small as you could possibly get it. Well, the problem is that means you can plug it in backwards.
Yeah.
So when
But
I designed the
front and
Loco
back.
card for the Apple II, I designed it specifically with this big caboose on it. So it won't go in the other way. And there's no components here. It could have just fit here.
Big.
But I added the caboose just to make sure it wouldn't go in backwards.
And that's when I rerun this, I'm going to put like a big tab that sticks out here. Right? That's so if you try to put it, but you just smack against the back of the case and it won't go in. And then I'll guarantee you, I'm going to get 10 emails. It's like, it doesn't fit in the slot. And be like,
that's why
when I blow it up.
When I was designing the Apple II joystick multi adapter for the Apple II, it plugs in externally. So problem solved.
Until you plug it into that socket backwards.
Yeah.
What? Joe, did you put that in the README file?
Yeah, README file. Just plug it in and use it.
The README file is only accessible when the card's in the slot, and that's the first thing that gets displayed when you power on your machine. So you really gotta
people
insert the card, but first.
Yes. Yeah. Curtis, it's stuff like that. That's why I only do software. Yes.
Yeah.
No. Software, no. No, thank you.
What time of year again? Who's retrobrighting?
What about
I retrobrite in the house, so I do it year round.
Same here, but I know that a lot of people have a spouse or have like small children. They don't want like the chance of things happening in the house.
Things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mine would blow a gasket if I did it in the house.
Say it again, Jesse.
So this is the README file for the Hakko FR301. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's one section here that says desoldering.
And it's the first section immediately at the beginning of the README file.
And nobody reads it. So I'm making a video.
It's printed on a dead tree. Why am I supposed to be looking at dead trees?
To remember, remembrance of the dead tree. Look at it.
Yes.
Listen, I read the Giving Tree. I feel like I've done my time. You know.
I'd rather be looking at it on a glowing screen that is powered by dead dinosaurs. So. Hi, Ryan. Welcome back.
Ryan, does it start?
Welcome back.
The van? No. Unfortunately, I had to go. So when you're an IT guy and you happen to have a lot of friends who are automobile YouTubers, Who do you think they call when they have computer problems?
Ghostbusters. I mean,
Yeah.
Me.
Yes.
You know what I do
No,
when
I
they
was helping
call?
1989.
Decline.
Hang on.
I just forward them to Ryan's phone.
That's how it happens. No, I was helping my buddy Jason.
No, I don't need
he's-
any blinds, but I think Ryan does.
It was like back in the day when you worked at a call center, you just had random like support numbers. That sounds like a Microsoft problem. Hold on, let me get you their number, and you just cold transfer them to Microsoft. Not that I would ever have done that. That's terrible.
I gotta protect
no,
the
my
little chickens.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm watching 1-bit play games.
Ooh, that's a very nice looking game.
It's pretty. Yes, it's colorful. Gosh, and now I'm jealous because now I want to get the JCM1 computer finished again. I don't have time.
Make time, Joe.
So sad. Make time. Stop sending me cool things to sell on my website.
So,
By the way, I got some other cool stuff to sell on your website. We'll talk soon.
Yay!
Well, now you don't have to hand make those cases. Now you have all these 3D printers. You have lots of
Yes.
time.
Yeah, no, that's not how that works.
3D print
By the
yourself
way-
a robot.
3D print.
By the way, you
robot.
still have stuff for me to test. Hint, hint.
Hold on.
Why don't
Oh, yeah.
yourself some underpants?
Godbomb should design
Need
a
some of those
new
unpaid
reloaded
interns, Joe.
SE board that
Here we
doesn't
go.
require a big case.
That's not happening.
Alright.
Is that it? Is there more cool stuff in here?
There's the package.
Trying not to show
It's
your
like
address.
Is it like from 2 years ago or something?
Yeah, about. Yeah,
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, I know.
I got so many things, so many irons in the fire.
I-
You know, I got to get this thing done
I
at some
can-
point, and
Yeah.
I'm
I can relate.
reverse engineering that thing, and let's see. I'm reverse engineering this silly thing.
Nice.
You know, there's just like I just forget all the things I'm doing. I'm sorry. This 3D printed device allows attaching an SD or micro SD extender to the case of a pizza box Macintosh without looking too much out of place. Yes.
too much out of place?
Yes.
not too much, just the right
That's
amount
it.
of out of
Just
place.
the right amount.
It's the right amount of out of place.
Okay.
Not conspicuous, not inconspicuous. Slightly conspicuous.
What are these little things, Francois? What are these little things? I have to open. Oh,
Oh,
my
the-
god. I can't open. It won't.
The PCBs. Yeah, those are for the 0120. It's the little chip that goes right next to IGRET that switches the voltages from the battery and the power supply. So yeah,
Yes.
it's replacement for these.
34S30120 substitute. Yes. It's so tiny. Okay, look. You thought Tiny Comp was tiny.
Wow.
Look at it.
Don't breathe
Yes.
in too hard.
Yeah, I know. You're going to get mesothelioma.
Oh, it's stuck in my nose.
Speaking of the tiny comp, I need to install one of those in an Atari 400 this week.
Mhm.
Nice.
It's itty bitty. Look at how itty bitty it is.
Cat Bomb,
It's
if you
so
do
pretty.
that and you get it working, let me know and I'll update a manual for it. And put on Joe's site.
I'll get it working, no problem.
I'm sure you will.
Look at how tiny it is. Those are my
No pressure.
fingers. No pressure, but I need that by the end of the week. Thanks. Look at how small it is. Look. It's itty bitty.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get you to come in on Saturday.
No. Denied. I already work Saturday. Thank you. And Sunday.
You know what? Why don't you just come in on Sunday as well?
That's cool. I like that.
Have you guys seen the new intro for the new King of the Hill?
Yes.
Yes.
I
No,
saw it this
August
evening. I was like,
4th.
oh my god, it looks so good.
I intentionally don't watch that show because I don't like it.
Oh. Did you also not like Beavis and Butthead?
Correct.
Now, I'm one of the weird people who like King of the Hill, but dislike Beavis and Butthead.
Mm-hmm. This is what I like about Beavis and Butthead. Music video, make fun of music video. I like that part.
It's sort of mystery science theater, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. that's the part I like.
No cornholio.
I have never seen King of the Hill. Like I think
Really?
I watched the pilot, like the first episode,
Oh, that boy ain't right.
and then that was it. Like I've not
Yeah.
seen anything past that. But it's such a big cultural touchstone, you can't avoid knowing a little something about it.
Yeah. Well, even our own hobby.
Well,
What was Peg Hill's first computer?
It was a K-Pro.
Exactly. And what did she upgrade to?
K-Pro 2.
But then after that, what did she upgrade to?
K-Pro 3.
K
No,
Pro II.
No, it was an iMac. It was an iMac G3.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it-
I remember
was
that
it-
later.
Yeah.
Is it a K Pro TWO or a K Pro numeral 2 or a K Pro Roman numeral 2? Who knows? It could be all of them because they were all completely different.
Depends on the day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I just did not like King of the Hill. I just did not like it. I did not think it was funny or entertaining in any way. Maybe because I live in a place that's like that, and for me, that's just like daily life.
Well,
Joe,
I think
Joe looks out his window and there's just four guys in the alleyway
as,
drinking beer.
as
Petty man.
as somebody who didn't really watch the show, I still understand that the whole point of the show is like just like that these people are kind of like a conservative mindset and things like that, but it's how they interact with the world, and just it's funny some of the stuff where it's just like the preconceptions and challenging that and the humanity of other people and growth, and so it seems like something I would like. I just have never gotten into it.
I think it also takes the piss out of like growing up in the what I assume is Texas, and I assume it's similar in the Midwest and other places. But you know, the rah American 1950s, type, mentality, and how that continued into the 90s and continues into today.
Mm-hmm. But now it's just easier to move away,
right?
So you see a lot of stuff that happening in small town USA that it's like, oh, our town is dying, and it's like, right, because you exported all the people that just didn't share that mindset.
The bigots ran everybody out of town. Is basically
right. We just didn't want to be part of this club you guys had set up for yourselves. Don't own enough white sheets. Thanks.
Yeah. The Chinese laundromat is doing fantastic.
Yes. I hear they've got ancient secrets, that place.
Yeah, yes.
Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna go. I'm have late dinner, so
yes.
I'm gonna
Bye,
say
Rudy. Have a good
seeing
night.
everybody.
Good to see you.
Bye,
And,
Rudy.
A lot of cool
Good to see you,
projects.
Rudy.
Looking forward
See you,
to
Rudy.
Bye.
and we'll talk to you later.
Yeah,
Take
sounds
care.
good.
I knew you were gonna do that, Joe. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Thank God he's gone.
The place always gets so much better when he's here. I mean, why would we ever want him here?
Joe, are you contractually obligated to say that about him because he
Yes.
sells stuff on your website?
No. I'm contractually obligated to be deferent to him because he's the one who invented this this podcast. So
Oh, right.
yes.
So by being here himself, that is in a way retro.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yes,
is
it
it vintage?
Are we gonna have that discussion now?
Based on the date on Rudy's driver's license, I'ma say vintage.
How did you meet or know Rudy initially?
Hebrew school.
Yeah. I mean, also, as you're aware, there's only 5 people in Canada, so that's how I know Rudy.
Or Vietnam.
Well, he saved my ass in Vietnam.
That's right.
So was he like Private Gump, who's carrying you while being
No,
shot at?
I was wasted and almost tripped and fell into a koi pond at the
Okay.
hotel we were staying at in
Yes, in
Hanoi.
Da Nang.
What about antique or classic? Both, David. Both. Yes.
Yes.
Fun fact: the sun is trying to turn off the power. Yes, I heard that that's a thing today. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Solar flares.
Yeah.
Something that's fun that's happening in our little community of people is Kate has, now that she has moved and settled back down, has relaunched her multitude of weather channels, and it was like some kind of techie girl kind of theming or
E-girl,
something,
E-girl
thing.
weather.
And then I think that there wasn't a lot of traction on that, so now it's Finder Forecast. So
nice.
Just a bit of a relaunch on all of that. So it's kind of neat if you haven't played around with it. I know that there's WeatherStar. You can emulate your own. The project page, which is linked through Kate's stuff out here, you can actually do this yourself for local weather to you. It just runs in a web page, and you can set it up locally. Like I have an extra box, and I just threw IIS on it and ran their little installer. It's got a bunch of really great 90s vaporwave music that's part of it.
Sorry, what's this IIS you speak of?
It's Internet Information Services. It's the most secure way to access the internet.
I'm sorry, I just got a sudden migraine. Thank you.
My eye is just twitching on its own right now.
Yeah. But actually it's just a fun thing, and it's pretty neat. You guys can go and set it up for yourselves, play around with it, but definitely go out. She's trying to get the subscription stuff built back up, so you can find her at YubTubs at Finder Forecast, and it's got a cute little Finder icon that's weather inspired, so it's pretty neat. You should go check it out.
Yes. I just got an email from JLC PCB, and stuff is inbound. So yay!
Well, it's great.
It's fine. I didn't have to pay twice as much for the product to get it here. It's all good.
What about?
I don't have room for it in my office, Joe.
Yay! Yep, some is going to you, and some is going to our wonderful friend Sloopy Malibu.
There's no room for it, so I'm going to have to just give this stuff away quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, you have about 3 days.
Yikes.
Yes.
Spending all day tomorrow sorting through documentation.
Yep.
Cool.
Scanning every page with a thunder scan.
Yeah. Oh, no. That would be fun. That would be a cool live stream, but no.
No, that's why I have
just emailed
kids.
me
I'll have my kids
saying
do the scanning for me.
their blue SCSI is broken. That sucks.
Yep. Something else that's kind of
Almost
fun
there.
that popped up recently. Mike Tech Knight actually got a new multi-channel, very at one time high-end scope that I think it's like 64 channels or something like that, and this would have been a $50,000-$60,000 scope at one time. It's a Tektronix. It's a logic analyzer. But the neat thing about it is this video at the link here, you can check it out, where he pulls the thing apart because it needed to be recapped, because inside of it is like a whole PC. There's a whole PC inside this logic analyzer that then connects to a bunch of proprietary boards and stuff that actually facilitate hooking it up to whatever you're trying to diagnose and figure out how it works. But it's a fun video. It's like 50 minutes long. You can watch it at 2x. You get a great workout. Finish it in half the time. but it's pretty neat just to kind of see this new thing that he picked up that probably will be used for a couple of really cool experiments that will benefit people in the Macintosh community over the next few months. So check it out.
Yes. I'm looking for something cool on social media. Standby.
Can one of you guys with access to post links put a link to the new Blue Scuzzy video that was just posted about 40 seconds ago?
I'm looking.
Mhm.
Stand by.
They're interesting thing, Joe.
I'm doing things. I'm failing. I'm failing. I am failing.
It is a video that shows how to use Infinite
least you
Max to
tried.
help you copy software to your Blue Scuzzy images. And it's a very quick and
Very nice.
simple, no attention span required type video.
Yep. You can actually even use it to do the entire operating system and everything like that. Like you can 100% set your machine up. So I made a similar video maybe about, I don't know, a year ago when
Thanks,
when
Joe.
they first set it up to where you could download your images and things like that.
Mhm.
You could have a
Cool.
persistent image as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, the emulator has its own kind of format for using for the website as well, and you're not forced to use that.
Yeah, you can download it as an HDA.
Yeah,
And it's all ready to go. Just pop her in your Blue Scuzzy and go.
and I like that it picks 1 gigabyte size.
Mhm.
It's just big enough to fit everything you would care about,
Yeah.
and not like risk being just a tad too big for a regular Blue Scuzzy.
Mm-hmm. Although, you know that you can make images up to like 32,768 megs. Like, you can put it in RON mode.
Yes.
RON mode?
Yes. If you launch
Yeah.
the app,
Disc
you can
jockey.
actually.
I could do that, but I can only run it in emulators. I don't have a machine that can take it in.
Anything that's an 040 or a PowerPC,
Yeah,
it'll
I don't
see
have that.
volumes that big, but it certainly is not a very efficient. Because I think once you like above a 4 gig partition, you end up with like really, really huge, like smallest
Tracks
cluster
of land.
size kind of thing, where you end up with like, I think if you were to make a 32,768 megabyte image, I think the minimum file size is like 8 megabytes. So you can have like a text file that's 8
Yeah.
megs.
You mean gigabytes? Though.
Hmm?
Gigabytes, you mean?
Oh
not
yeah,
megabytes.
sorry, yeah, 32,768.
Yeah, if you get it corrupted, you get sad at losing all that data. Though.
And just keep everything backed up. It's, you know, if you've got like that much, you can have 2 images and just
Man, imagine the desktop file rebuild times.
oh my
Yeah.
God,
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no, denied.
days. I think System 6 would just look at that and just be like, I'm out.
Nope.
You would fish for the extension that skips that step.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think this is a wonderful time to head off into the evening. Let's do a quick round through everybody and say, hey, where can everybody find everybody? So, Ron, do you want to go first since you're kind of up at the top here?
Sure, why not? Hey everybody, it's Ron from Ron's Computer Videos. You can find me here at the Retro Repair Roundup the first and third Sundays of the month. Past that, I am typically able to be found in that dumpster behind Arby's, not the one in front of Arby's. That's Arby's. Behind Arby's.
Now, is that the one with the raccoons or without the raccoons?
It is. They're actually, if they smell like roast beef, they're the right ones.
Okay.
Jesse.
Okay, well, first place you can find me is Earth, of course. And then on YouTube, I upload randomly. Here we go. So yes, I'm going to point to the right direction this time. So yes, I have a live stream for Thursday for the continuation of this thing. All right, let's go back to where we're at. And pretty much all the other social medias, other than Twitter, you can find me. I'll annoy you on Discord all the day. So, yeah.
Cool. Everybody's out of order now. Got bomb.
Gutbomb.net.
Done. Mr. Moo Man.
That's cheating, you know. So yeah, you can find me on Mastodon. Well, I still have a Twitter account, but well, don't use it.
Yeah. We don't speak
GitHub,
of that here.
Yeah, no need to. I need to patch this text. GitHub, you can find some of the stuff I make, like the 3D models. And and sometimes I pop up on Dave's stream on Sundays. And sometimes I manage to find time to make actually videos on Twitch and YouTube. So yeah.
Cool.
Hi everyone, my name is Mikael and I'm known as 1-Bit Fever Dreams, but I have these sites and I have a second channel called Any-Bit Fever Dreams for everything that's not Macintosh. You can find me on social media as well, Mastodon and Blue Sky now, limited to those.
Cool.
That's it.
Ryan.
I'm here.
You can find Ryan hanging out with all his friends on all of the live streams all the time.
Yeah. We do Old World Tech Fridays on Friday. I will be in random streams occasionally. I do videos sometimes. I work on a lot of cars in my videos, but there are some retro stuff that happens from time to time. You can find me here mostly. So
cool. Jamie.
Hey, hackshack.us. I think it has most of my links, but they're probably broken. But Jamie's Hack Shack on YouTube is what little bit I do is on there. So thanks.
Awesome stuff. And last and finally least, me. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe from Joe's Computer Museum. You can find me at jcm-1.com if you want to follow my social media and, watch me yell into the void about usually my day job and people asking me stupid questions about computers. But also that's where I put up all these little cool projects like from Gut Bomb and Ron and MMU Man eventually, once I remember to get to it, and 1-Bit Fever Dreams and everybody else. They make all these cool toys, and I run the website and the logistic process to be able to get those out into the world for everybody. So you can go there and pick up some of those cool bits and pieces. Thanks to everybody who stopped by to watch our silly little show tonight, hang out with us and all of our friends. Thank you to everybody who is on the show tonight, including both Rudy, who is in the chat, and Trina, who had to go to sleepy buys because she's an old lady and needs to go to sleep early. That's a joke, Trina, when you're watching this back. I love you. You know I do. That's it. Thank you for everybody for stopping by. And remember, you never know what other people are going through in their lives. So be nice. Just be kind, because it takes absolutely nothing to put on a smile. Thanks, everybody. Have a good evening.
Happy Pride.
Yeah. Happy Pride.
It's going to do it. Is it going to